Well, this might look like a scene from an episode of Dexter, but it's not. This is my makeshift way of protecting the workshop while I finally get round to finishing off this guy. So since I don't have any radios to fix, and I thought this guy has been sitting around for months and months, so time to step up and get this thing sprayed. So the plan is, the fretboard is masked up, 3 coats of clear across everything. Then I'll mask up the front, spray the back with black, and then probably another half dozen coats of clear everywhere, with lots of sanding and rubbing down in between, and the end of it, hopefully we'll have a usable instrument we can put back together and crank it up. The workshop is suitably covered up with plastic sheeting, so hopefully I won't make too much of a mess. Not too worried about the workbench, and anyway I'm going to need that for sanding down in between coats. I wasn't sure if I had enough clear lacquer to do it all. This is the stuff I had left over, but there's probably half a can here. I wasn't sure that was enough. I couldn't get more of the same. I got this from Luthier's Mercantile International, but they didn't have any in stock. So Stu Mac had this stuff. So I got a couple of quarts of this, which it says is all sorts of award winning and everything else, but I've never used it. So we shall see. We shall see. So that's the plan. If all goes well, I would do 3 coats a day. So it's going to take about a week, and then the spraying should be finished, and then another couple of weeks to harden up before final polish. So when shooting any new lacquer, like I haven't used this stuff before, it takes a little while to get used to how you set the gun up and all that stuff so it flows properly. So there's some runs on this as I got to figure it out. But the good news is this lacquer rubs out really well without too much difficulty. So the back is now sanded, rubbed out again, ready for black to go on the back. So next is bind it all up on the front, shoot the black, and then we're down to another half a dozen coats of lacquer or so. Incidentally, the hook on the back here is so I can hang it up by this end rather than the peg head end. And the reason I like to do that with an instrument of this shape is so that if you do have lacquer running, it will collect at these fine points on the end rather than just sort of somewhere nebulously down the further down the lower bout. Because obviously you want as much protection on these sharp ends as possible. So yeah, I'm reasonably pleased with it so far. As I say, I think this new lacquer is going to work out okay, assuming it polishes up nicely when we get to it. So it's 1 week later. Things never go quite as quickly as you hope. And in my case, for the last week or so, the day job has been rather taken up most of my time, so I haven't had a lot of time in the workshop. But if you may remember, the last time I left it off, it was mask up the front, spray the back, and then take the masking off and continue spraying everything with clear coat. So it's probably half a dozen coats of black on here. And yeah, so from here on, I will be doing probably another either 6 or 9 coats of clear on the whole thing once I take the masking off. And then that's going to need a couple of weeks to dry out fully before I polish it up. Okay, so here we go with the masking off. So you start to get a sense of what it's going to look like as an instrument when we're done. So, yep, as I said, half a dozen at least coats of clear on top of all of this lot, and lots of rubbing out. So a couple of weeks and another update.